Hi, my name is Iris. I hope that you're doing very well. If you are new here, this channel is all about faith-based content. So, what we're going to be doing today is our devotional. And a devotional is basically like you just get the word, um, you know, and you just start reading off of from where you left off at or where you're reading. For me, with my church as a whole, we're reading from the Old Testament, and we actually have like a plan of what we need to be reading every single day. So you basically pray and ask the Lord to give you to prepare you so that you can, be ready to receive his word, and also pray so that he gives you understanding and wisdom to be able to understand, his word as well. And you also ask him for for him to speak to you through his word. And then when he there's something that like stands out or pops out, it could be one single word, it could be a verse, it could be like the whole chapter. So the thing that stands out is basically the Rema word, and that is what you eventually take out your journal and you begin to write down exactly what it is, that the Lord is speaking to your heart. So I am reading on 2 Kings chapter 8 verses 1 through 7, and I'm just going to summarize a little bit of it because it's a lot of reading. So it starts off with this prophet named Elijah and this woman who he has helped like before, like some time ago. And what happened was that he prophesied, the Lord led him to prophesy over her, saying like, hey, like, God is going to give you a son. She has a son. And eventually, the son dies. So she goes and she sends Elijah to come to her house and basically like help her son out. So he eventually does, and the boy lives. Okay, so some years pass, and Elijah meets with this woman again and says like, hey, like, you're gonna have to leave this land for like about 7 years because there's going to be like this famine. So what this woman does is she actually listens. She gets her stuff, she leaves, and exactly like the 7 years, there was a famine. When the 7 years were up, she decides to come back to her land. And she goes before the king, and she's like, hey, like, she explains the whole situation, and she says, I'm here, I'm back, for my house, I'm back for my land. So what the thing is that they know that this lady has been in contact with Elijah. So what happens is that everything has been restored to her. So I'm going to be reading just a little bit on verse 5, and it says, Gehazi said, this is the woman, my lord, the king, and this is her son, whom Elijah restored to life. The king asked the woman about it, and she told him. Then he assigned an official to her case, and said to him, give back everything that belonged to her, including all the income from her land from the day she left the country until now. So even though like 7 years have passed, like everything was restored to her. And it says, even the income from the moment that she left, those 7 years ago. So what stood out to me, and this is how I usually do it. So I put the verse, and then right here I put like the thing, like the, either it could be like the verse, it could be just one single word, and then at the bottom I put rema word, and then at the bottom I just write like, how did it speak to me, or how can I relate this to my life? And so the Lord has been restoring like so many areas of my life this year. Like, he has done some amazing things. And one of the things that he has done is he has like healed me um from unforgiveness towards myself because of, you know, things that I have done, you know, specifically one thing that I did in the past that was, it was like, it's pretty serious, you know. But the Lord led me to forgive myself. And what I've noticed for this year is that the Lord is really restoring me. Like, he's restoring areas of my life. He's restoring me even from things like when I was a little girl, you know. So that's the word that's the main thing that stood out, restored. Because that's what I want for this year, and that's the word that the Lord gave me for this year, like restoration. Like 2024 is going to be a year of restoration for my life, and I have already been able to see it. I have already been able to experience it. And and in my little notes section, I prayed, I was like, God, like, continue to restore me, you know, until you completely change me, you know, until you completely heal me. So it's the same thing for you, you know. I do not know what it is that you're going through, but if you need restoration in a certain area, whether it be your health, whether it be mentally, whether it be physical, whether it be your spiritual life, your faith, whether it be your house, your a career, you know, your family that you need the Lord to restore, like, there's literally nothing impossible for God, you know. And the situation might not look good in the beginning, um like how this lady left, you know. There was a famine, and after those long 7 years, she got to return to she basically got to return to a place where it's like as if there was literally no famine, because she got everything back. She came back, and what? She had her land, she had her house, and then on top of that, she had money, you know? So it doesn't matter how many years you've been waiting for, you know, restoration, or for God, you know, for you to see the Lord move in your life in a certain area. Like, God will do it, you know. It's going to be in his timing, and it literally doesn't matter how things look in the beginning. All you have to do is just continue taking that to the Lord and praying and asking him to just wait on how he wants to do it and in his timing. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for joining me on my devotional today. And if something has stood out, if something from, you know, from today's message has like really spoken or touched your heart, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.